Today I'm going to be starting off my series with some gardening. Oh, and I guess Weldon's coming in to say hi too. You going to come up and say hi? Quick debut from Weldon. I'm going to be starting off my series today with some gardening. I'm going to do some seeds today. Just some April starting seeds. Nothing too fancy. I have some that I've started over here just with my seed set up, but I had some that I started a couple of weeks ago that ended up getting a little too moist and grew some mold on it, so I had to restart those. As always, gardening, comes with its ebbs and flows, and you do some things right, you do some things wrong. So we're just gonna restart, and I'm gonna take you along with me step by step and see how it goes, I guess. So our first step is gonna be setting up our little greenhouses. I personally like to buy these little Jiffy greenhouses. I have some that I have used beforehand that are right here. I will just give these a quick wash before I use them. And then I just buy these little pellet refill kits. So you just open these up, and they come with the little refillable pods, or pellets I should say. And then you just plop them in. And then they look just the same as the ones that you would buy in the store. But with these, they come with, I believe, the instructions on the back. So I will go through step by step for each instruction piece on how to set these up. So our very first step is to expand the Jiffy peat pellets by adding water gradually. And we're gonna add about 5 1/4 cups of water. Now this does specify to add warm water, so I'm just gonna make sure that my tap is set to warm. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then our 1/4 cup. And that is a full Pyrex. So now with this, we're going to take off our lid. We're going to keep this lid because that'll be our greenhouse. We're going to take our full Pyrex dish of water. And we're going to gradually pour it. Try not to spill it, as I just did, over the pellets. But we're not going to add it all at once. So we don't want to overfill it. We want it to absorb evenly around all the pellets. So I like to get about an even layer on top of water, and then just let it rest and sit for a couple of seconds to absorb, and then I'll come back and add some more water. And while my pellets are absorbing, I'm going to take this time to take my old pellet trays, and I'm just going to give them a quick rinse with some warm water. Nice and clean. So sometimes some of the pellets are really packed in. So I sometimes will take a chopstick and just give them a little bit of assistance. Just pop their little sides just so that they can get a little bit of water in the bottom. Just soak up some H2Os. See all the bubbles coming through? So as you can see now, a lot of the water has been sucked up by the little pellets. So this is a prime opportunity to go ahead and add some more water. And then we're just gonna let them sit and absorb again. Alrighty, so we're at the next step for more water. So we're gonna go over, grab our water and just pour it on top again. And this time we're gonna add the rest of it and then let it sit, absorb, and then we'll be ready to add some seeds. While the pellets absorb the water, I thought it would be a great time to go through some of my seeds with you. So here is the majority of the seeds that I will be planting. I have them all sort of categorized into, herbs, carrots, cucumbers, flowers, that kind of idea. So here I have all of my tomato varieties. Sorry, the light's a little bright. So I have beefsteak, rainbow blend, and then another big beef hybrid. So I'll be planting some tomatoes today, so I'm going to pull these out. I also have some eggplant, cauliflower, and broccoli varieties. This is my big pack of herbs that I'm going to be doing a really nice herb garden that I'm hoping to take a nice video for you guys. All of my carrot varieties, I have, what are these? Nantes, tenderloin, I've got a rainbow mix, so a bunch of different types. My family personally loves beets. My husband is obsessed with canned beets. So I always plant a lot of beets. So this year I actually picked up some really nice ones from West Coast Seeds that I'm excited to plant. Cucumbers, spinach, Brussels sprouts. We have a variety of bell pepper mixes. And then this is a special one for me. These are hot peppers from my dad. He grew these himself and then dehydrated and saved the seeds. So we have Scotch bonnets, jalapenos, and we also have Thai chilies. So I usually grow these and then save them for stuff like fire cider, or one thing that I really enjoy canning is red pepper jelly. So I'm definitely going to be making a lot of that this year. I made, I think, 15 jars last year, and we are pretty much out. I think we have 2 jars left. So I'm definitely going to be making more of that. This is my big variety of flowers. I have zinnias, snapdragons, sweet peas. I got a wildflower mix, just different stuff like that. I usually pick up the mixes that you can get for free, just online and stuff like that. I have different varieties of corn. I really like growing corn. It's kind of like a feat for me. Oh, I also have some onion, green onions, and yeah, just green onions in there. And then back here, I have different types of zucchini and squash and pumpkins. My dad and I always have a growing contest for who can grow the biggest pumpkin. Last year, I kicked his butt because the groundhog ended up killing off all of his pumpkins. Next we have a bunch of beans, and then this year I'm going to attempt edamame. That is my feat for this year. Every single year I always pick a different type of vegetable or fruit to try and grow. So this year I picked edamame, so soybeans. And of course I got those from West Coast Seeds. They are a nice Canadian brand. And then last but not least, I've just got some strawberries and some melons for my fruit varieties. I don't usually do too many fruits just because where we grow, it's a little bit difficult to grow. But these are just some of the seeds that I have. I obviously have more, but I usually try to keep what I grow to what we eat. And this is the majority of what we honestly consume. We don't really, go outside of the box, I guess, if that makes sense. We just keep it simple here. So the next step is something I do just to help the seeds along. I just take the chopstick we used earlier and I poke a little hole in each little pellet for each seed. So this tray I'm going to do some flower seeds. So I have sunflower, snapdragons, I have aster, Shasta daisy, marigold, candy tuft, and some zinnias to do. And then as well, to mark them, I just take some craft sticks and a Sharpie and I break them in half and then I just write down the names. So I'm just going to do that quickly and then I'm going to start putting in the seeds. So the first plant I'm going to start with is zinnia, and it'll give you all your information on the back of the card for days to sprout, seed depth, seed spacing, spread, and the bloom period. I personally usually add about 2 or 3 seeds, depending on the seed type. This one I'm going to add 2. Just gives it a higher chance of germination. And then I'm going to take the chopstick from before, just push them down a little bit and cover them with some soil. very gentle when you're doing this. And those are the zinnias. So that's our tray of flowers done. So now that it's done, we're going to take the top of our greenhouse, tuck it back on top. Some of our markers are going to fall, and that's fine. And then we're going to go put it in our windowsill. So now I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the flowers with the rest of my vegetables that I have here. So I just finished all the seeds I wanted to start. I got them all set up, ready to go. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks I can show you guys some of the growth that's happening with them. Hopefully some of the steps that I've shown have been helpful for some of you that are starting out. I'm not a professional by any means, so if I've done some steps wrong, please point them out and let me know what I can do better. And thanks for watching.